Here at Granada High School, this is Granada versus Dublin High School. You can see the big G for Granada. And this is the captain selecting kickoff and direction for the game. This is the second matchup of the season. Granada winning the first game at Dublin High's home. And now Dublin High here trying to take one back. Selections are made and we'll be back in a few minutes. Players coming onto the field. Looks like Granada will get the kickoff in the black, left to right, and Dublin High in the white and red, going right to left. We're getting a late start here, about 10 minutes late. Instead of the 6 o'clock start, it'll be a 6:10 start. We do have a scoreboard with the clock, and there it goes. And it's just sent up and out. And that's fair play for the seniors to start their last game. Used to be seniors with injuries. Throw in for Granada. Granada all the way back. Oh, that's blocked by Dublin. Drops to Granada. Granada moving it up. Under pressure from Dublin. That's knocked out. Throw in for Dublin. That's Dublin up the line, headed by Granada. Granada sending it up farther line. Now sending it back. Center D. All the way back to the goalkeeper. To the far side. And that's off the Dublin. This will be a Granada throw-in. Granada up the line, trapping and controlling, now coming back. Back to the defensive line. Defensive line taking it right up the middle, coming to the near side, and Dublin's able to take that away, and that's Granada taking that in the middle. Granada back to the back line. Back line dribbling through and up. Taken by Dublin. Taken back by Granada, and there's a through ball on the far side, and that's Dublin sending it back to the goalkeeper. Up to the near side. That drops for Dublin. Dublin sending it to the near sideline. Up the line. That was a pass the feet, didn't make it. It went by. Now say Granada throw-in. Up the line for Granada. Knocked out by Dublin, and that'll be a Granada throw again. Granada in towards the middle. Now to the far side. And that's just going to roll up and out, so it'll be a goal kick for Dublin. Dublin to the near side. And that's up the line. And sent back by Granada. And this is Dublin chasing this down. Granada back to the goalkeeper. Granada goalkeeper playing it back out. And there's Granada up towards the middle. That bounces over Dublin. Dublin's defensive line chases onto it, knocks it forward straight to Granada. Granada up the middle, and that's just going to work its way all the way through to the defense for Dublin. Dublin chipping it over, heading it to the middle. Now sending it to the far side. That doesn't make it. Granada sending it up to the midfield line. Now outside. Dublin stepping in front, taking it, controlling it. That's a steal by Granada. Granada taking it. And that's Dublin coming back, taking it away and sending it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Dublin sending it to the far side. It's a good trap for Dublin. Dublin trying to turn, under pressure from Granada. That's sent up the line. There's a give up the line. That stays in. It's a nice combination from Dublin. Dublin another give, far side line. Back in towards the middle. And that just goes right in front of the goal. Dublin chasing it back again. Dublin back in towards the middle, and that just goes right to the center arc on the top of the box, cleared by Granada. Dublin in the defense, sending it all the way back into the center. All the way back again. Granada with no pressure, just letting it come up. There's the ball over the top, headed out for Granada throwing. Ball's rolling down the track. This will be a minute or two before we get to the ball. Players waiting. Okay, so the ball's chased down. No subs yet. The AR's got to get back into place. Here we go. And we're back on into a game. That's up the line. It's over the top. Dublin just taking it back, sending it to the goalkeeper. Dublin goalkeeper clearing to the far side, drops for Granada. Dublin trying to steal it, drops for Granada again. And there's Dublin getting back and defending, and there's a clear. That's straight to Granada. Granada sending it back up in the midfield, flicking it over the top. That bounces. Dublin getting a head on it. And that's a foul. This will be a Dublin free kick. Be a long kick. It's over the top right in the center, right to Granada. Granada sending it in the air. Dublin bringing that down, sending it in the middle, taken by Granada. Right back to Dublin. Dublin in the middle again, right back to Granada. Granada sending it right back. And that's knocked out. This is called a Granada ball. Sent in towards the middle, headed by Dublin. Another foul. This will be a Dublin free kick again. It's actually called a throw, and must have been a foul throw. Here we go, up the line. Knocked into the air by Granada. Dublin sending it back. Dublin working it up the middle. Not able to find a pass, sending it back and then clearing it up. Dublin getting a foot on that, sending it in through the middle, chasing it down. Granada getting there, sending it back to the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper clearing to the far side. Granada there, heading it up the line, but it goes up and out. Dublin throw in. Dublin, quick throw, going back to the defensive line. All the way back to the goalkeeper now. Plenty of time for Dublin goalkeeper, sending it back to the far side. There's a combination up the line and back to the center D. Now up into the center. Now out to the outside near side. That's up the line. Oh, that's nice play right there by Dublin. Dublin attacking the near sideline. That's a heavy touch, knocked out by Granada. That's up the line by Dublin. That gets around. Dublin sending it into the middle. Granada there to clear it. Dublin takes it. Dublin with a shot attempt is blocked. And here comes Granada. Granada sending a near sideline. Back. Now there's the chip over the top. And that's Dublin getting a foot on it. It's off of Granada. Granada tracking it down. Dublin battling, trying to take it. And that's Granada turning it and sending it up the line. And that's going to go straight through the goalkeeper for Dublin. It's a quick rollout, far side. Dublin now under pressure. Granada tracking that down. Dublin able to send it out. And here comes Dublin into the middle. That's to the near side. And sent back into the middle again. Back to the far outside, in the back corner. Dublin taking it out of there, sending it up the line. Dublin checking back for that, sending it back into the midfield. Now to the near side. And then back again. Dublin's back line controlling the ball. This is into the middle. There's a far side pass. That makes it through. Dublin's going to have to chase on to this. Granada's already there. Granada turns, sends to the goalkeeper. That's sent to the near side. Takes a hop. Granada there, trapping it down, trying to send it back. Got two Dublin players there battling for it. Granada sending it to the middle. It's Dublin stepping up, taking it, and now sending the far side, or this near sideline. Dublin can't get there in time. It goes out. This will be a throw-in for Granada. Up the line by Granada. That takes a bounce. Granada gets a foot on it, sends it in the middle, headed by Dublin. Granada clear. That's a good long clear straight to Dublin. Dublin trying to trap that. It drops for Granada, and here goes Granada on the far side. Granada back into the middle, and that's a heavy touch. And this is Dublin trying to track down on the near side. Granada there to take it. Granada cutting it back nicely, but cleared by Dublin. This will be a Granada throw-in. Throw-in going right into the center and knocked out again by Dublin. Another Granada throw. Sent into the box again. Bounces up over the top. It's headed. Goes straight to the Dublin goalkeeper. That's a long punt. Dublin on the end of it. Granada sending it back up and over. Dublin getting a head on it. Granada heading it back. Granada with a flick over. Dublin sending it. That bounces for Dublin. Dublin getting a foot on it. Knocking it forward. Sending it up. And it's another nice touch for Dublin on the near side. Dublin attacking the near sideline. Dublin cutting it back, sending it into the middle. Granada stepping up, good defense, but it comes back to Dublin, and Dublin knocks that out for a Granada throw. Ball goes up the line. It's headed up in the air, brought down finally by Granada. Granada sending it back. In the middle. Up the line. And that's Dublin there, knocking it forward. Up and out. This will be another Granada throw-in. 40-minute halves. We have 26 minutes left. Still no score. That ball bounces over the top. It's going to be a Granada free kick. Dublin player called for in the back. Granada with 4 players up, now starting to get the midfield up a little higher. Now 5 players up. Ball sent in. That goes to the far side. Dublin gets a foot on it, sends it down. Now Dublin all the way up. And here goes Dublin chasing after it. Granada goalkeeper clearing it all the way to the other side. It's a good long clear. Dublin there sending it back to the goalkeeper. Dublin to the far outside corner. There's a high ball over the top. Granada gets a head on it, sends it up the line on the far side. And that rolls up and over. I think this will be a Dublin throw-in. That's a quick throw-in that's sent back. Up the line. That's played to feet. That's a nice ball. Dublin now turning that, sending it back again. Knocked out by Granada. This will be a Dublin throw-in. That's up the line. And out. It's called a Granada throw. Granada quickly up the line. Heavy touch from Granada. Drops for Dublin. Dublin sending it back. Dublin sending it to the near side, but that's just going to roll up and out. It's going to be a throw-in for Granada. That's into the box, headed by Dublin. Cleared up into the air by Dublin. Granada to trap, send it into the center. Now to this near side. And there's one in the middle. Dublin on the end of it. Now Dublin with a nice clear. And there goes one to the far side. That gets through. Dublin cutting back into the middle. Dublin with a heavy touch. Cleared by Granada. It's straight to Dublin again. That goes up and out. This will be a Granada throw on the far sideline. Granada up the sideline. Dublin on the end of it, sending it up right to Granada. Granada sends it in the middle. Granada sending that. It's a through ball, goes right to the defense. Dublin sending that all the way back. Now over the top. Granada there, getting a foot on it. This is Dublin. Getting another foot on it, and it goes back to the goalkeeper. There's a short punt. Granada getting there first, but Dublin then taking the touch away, and that's sent out to the far side, and that's Dublin having to clear that under pressure from Granada. Substitutions for both teams. One for Granada, one for Dublin. And that's in towards the middle. Back to the thrower, sent up and cleared by Dublin. And that's looks like over a couple fences. And the ball is going to come out from behind the goal. Looks like there's a bystander over there getting the ball. Ball from the goal is coming in. We're ready to get back into play. Granada going back. Sent back to the thrower and then back into the midfield. That's Dublin taking that away. Sending it back to the defense and then sending it back up the line. Getting it back off a Dublin deflection, or Granada deflection. Granada taking it away. Granada now trying to combine on the far side. There goes one over the top. Granada cutting back, sending it into the middle. That's a nice ball. Dublin gets a foot on it, knocks it in the air. It's still in the box. That's sent to goal, and that's an easy save for the Dublin goalkeeper. That punt is low and right into the middle. Takes a bounce, drops for Granada. Granada sending it right back up. Dublin defense trying to control, but sending it up into the air, and that's a foul. This will be a Dublin free kick. And that ball sent high and long. Granada gets a head on it, sends it in towards the middle. Dublin steps up, sends it to a player. Dublin back into the middle. Dublin across to the far side. Dublin up the far side line. An overlap. That gets sent into the middle and cleared out by Granada. Back into the middle. It's in the box. Dublin with the player there knocking it in. There's another shot, and that's going to go wide. This will be Granada with the goal kick. That's sent up long towards the middle. Takes a bounce all the way to Granada's front line. Granada's front line knocks it out. This will be a Dublin throw-in. Yeah, it's Dublin up the line, heading it, trying to flick it on, but then Granada gets a head on it, knocks it out. This will be a Dublin throw-in. Actually, looks like they're lining up for a Dublin free kick. Looks like Granada into the back of Dublin. Dublin lined up at the back of the box, getting ready to run in. All lined up on the line. There it is. That's a good ball right to the center. And that's headed up and out. Corner kick. "17 minutes left in the match. Score is still 0-0. Players lined up at the back of the box again. It gets sent to the back, headed by Granada. Granada chasing onto this. Dublin chasing. Dublin getting to it after Granada heads it. And Dublin trying to turn, and it's called a Dublin throw-in. Goes up the line. Granada there to clear it. It's a long clear. Headed by Dublin. Drops for Dublin. Dublin tries to let it roll around.
Oh, she's down there.
Able to get it. Dublin to the near side. Dublin all the way back, but it's a 50-50. And here comes Granada. Granada into the middle, but there's nobody there. That's straight to the goalkeeper. It's a long punt up near midfield, takes a bounce. And that's off Granada, then off Dublin. Dublin taking the ball away, they're getting called. Coming around the back. Granada free kick. It's a long kick into the middle. Dublin stepping up, knocking it out. But Granada's on the end of it, trying to turn it. And that will get Granada a throw in. Substitution for Granada.
Good job, me.
It's up in towards the box. Headed down by Dublin. Dublin controlling, sending it up the line. It's a little strong. Another Granada throw in. That's up into the box again, headed by Dublin. Another Granada throw in. Here we go into the box one more time by Granada. Granada on the end of that throw in. Dublin getting a foot on it. Granada on the end of that. Dublin getting a foot on it, sending it straight to Granada. Oh, and there's a misclear. There's a shot on goal, and it's going to go wide. This will be another goal kick for Dublin. It's a short kick out to the back on the far side. Ball's up the line. Granada on the end of it. Granada in the middle, setting it over. Dublin stepping up, taking it away in the midfield. Now setting it up to the front line. Now to this near side. There's nobody here. And that goes up and out. Granada throwing. Granada with the quick throw. And that's out. It's going to be a Dublin throw. That's up the line, straight to Granada. Granada into the middle. Granada to the far side. Granada on the end of that. Dublin with defenders there, just knocked out. It's going to be a goal kick. That goal kick is low, straight to Granada. Granada sends it in the middle. Dublin takes that, sends it to the far side, back into the middle. It's a nice combination. Now Dublin trying to run the far side line. Dublin with the through ball on the far side, and it rolls all the way through to the goalkeeper for Granada. A nice long high punt to midfield. Granada and Dublin there. It goes back to Granada. Granada clears it. Now it's Dublin on the back, sending it up. Dublin trying to control. Dublin with a turn, sending it up the line, and that's Granada there with a stop and sending it right back the other way. Game's just going back and forth now. Here comes Granada through the middle. There's the through ball, and that's that's blocked by Dublin. Dublin to the near side. It's going to roll out. Granada throw in. That's up in towards the middle. Headed on. Dublin able to control it. Dublin to the far side. Dublin back into the middle. Dublin at the far side on the overlap. Dublin into the middle. Only one player there. It's just a little strong. That goes to the goalkeeper for Granada. There's a punt. It's high. It's short to the near side. Granada there knocking it forward straight to Dublin. Dublin sending that back, putting the defender under a lot of pressure, and this is going to be a throw-in for Granada. I think Dublin was expecting a different player there in the back. Just looking for another clear out. Didn't quite work out. This is Granada now throwing this in towards the box. Granada able to control that and turn it, send it in towards the middle. Now all the way back, and that's over the top. That's a nice ball. Goalkeeper comes out, partially blocks that. And now this is Dublin with the bad clear. Dublin in the middle of the box. Dublin trying to clear it still. Finally gets sent to the far side. And in the back. Dublin, nice cut, sending it up the line. Granada tracking that down, taking it away. Granada with the cut into the middle and just cleared by Dublin all the way up the line. Granada flicking that over the top, just knocking it out. This is going to be a Dublin throw-in, and it looks like a Dublin substitution. That goes up the line. And that's off the Dublin. Granada throw. Up the line by Granada. Headed out by Dublin. Dublin knocking that in the middle, up high, sent forward by Granada. Dublin gets there, sending it in towards the middle. Oh, Granada almost picking that off, but it's cleared by Dublin. Headed by Granada, and here comes Granada again. That's Dublin just clearing it out on the near sideline. Granada with the throw. Looks like this is going in towards the box. Does. And then back to the thrower and then sent into the middle again. Cleared by Dublin. This is going to go out for a corner kick. Down to 7 minutes left. Still 0-0. Here at Granada High School in Livermore. Getting ready for a corner kick. It's going to be taken with the right foot. All the players lined up at the back. And it's sent in right to the middle. Goalkeeper going up, knocking it out. Dublin trying to clear this. Dublin finally getting a good boot on it, sending it all the way out. Dublin on the end of that. Dublin trying to run that out. And that's a foul. Dublin will get a free kick. That kick sent to the near side. Dublin gets a touch on it and knocks it out. Sent into the middle. Dublin sends that back. It's straight to Granada. Dublin fights that off and gets called for a foul. sent low to the front side. Oh, it squirts all the way through. Finally cleared by Dublin.
Go, Georgia!
Dublin on the near side. Dublin up the line. It's going to roll out for Granada. Up the line for Granada. Goes up the line. Gets a foot on it. Sends it straight back. Dublin on the end of it. And that's going to be a Dublin free kick. Dublin taking a quick free kick, going far side, in the middle. Now sending it up. Granada taking the ball, trying to work it up. Dublin takes that away. Dublin able to send it up. Dublin trying to send it outside, and it's Granada clearing it. This will be a Dublin throw-in. The line by Dublin, cleared once again by Granada. That's another throw in up the line. This one goes all the way through, straight to Granada. Granada clears it right back up the line, headed by Dublin, headed by Granada. Cleared by Dublin, that's way up and high and out over the fence. We got ball boys out there chasing it. Getting it back in quickly. With 4 minutes left in the first half, no score, 0-0. That goes up the line, headed out. Granada ball, about 20 yards up. Sent up by Granada. Dublin gets a foot on it, sends it down. Dublin again clearing it. Headed up again by Dublin. Dublin sends it to the outside. Dublin cutting back into the middle. 50-50 ball taken by Granada. Granada sending it across the middle. Granada to the near side. Back in. That's a switch. Back to the other side. Dublin stepping up, knocking it out. Sending it up the line. Dublin trapping that, setting it back, and there's a long ball. Dublin trapping this down. It's a nice little work by Dublin. Here's Dublin going to the end line. It's going to be a goal kick. Called out. Granada up. To the near side. Another ball up. Granada cutting that back. Granada into the middle. Trying to get another through ball in there. Straight to Dublin, and then Dublin clears that. Dublin drop traps that. Dublin sends that up. That's off Granada. It's going to roll out. Throwing for Dublin. Dublin really had nowhere to go. Granada had all the defense back. Looks like Dublin just sent that up off the Granada to get a throw in and slow the pace of the game down. Now down to 2 minutes left in this first half, and there's no score. That goes up the line. Dublin there to trap it, but it goes straight out. Dublin up the line. Granada was up the line, setting it. Dublin there with defense. Granada trying to work it in. Dublin sending it back and clearing it. And that's finally called out. This will be a Granada throw-in. That's a quick throw into the box. Dublin and Granada both there. They get sent back in again. And Dublin clears that. Granada gets a head on it, knocks it back. Dublin getting a foot on it. Dublin with a nice combination, sending it up the line. Nobody there, but it comes back to Dublin. Dublin turning it in the middle. Dublin sending it up. Dublin sending it up again. It works its way through, but there's nobody there. Dublin had checked back, and here comes Granada again. Dublin able to take that and send it back. Dublin to the far side. Oh, Dublin trying to send it behind. And Granada read that very well, and it's going to be a Granada throw-in. Granada up the line. That's a long throw over everybody's head. Dublin there, knocking it out. That's Granada to the corner of the box. It sneaks through into the box. Dublin clears it out to the outside. Dublin has a player there, but Dublin trying to go around the Granada player, knocks it out, throw in for Granada. Granada with the quick throw into the box. It bounces over. Cleared by Dublin, and that's the horn to signal the end of the first half. Score 0-0 here at Livermore at Granada High. Okay, back here in Livermore at Granada High School. Players to come back out. This will be Dublin with the kickoff in the white and the red. White shirts, red shorts, going left to right. Granada, all black with yellow numbers, going right to left. Score is 0-0. If I haven't said that already. Dublin going back, now up. Goes from the midfield to the far sideline. Granada sending it back and clearing it. That's out to the far sideline, up and out. Dublin throw-in. 40-minute halves. Up the line for Dublin. Dublin on the end of that throw-in. Dublin comes away with it. But it's called a foul. This will be a Granada free kick. That's sent all the way up. Granada touching that forward, and Dublin just clearing it out on the far sideline. Throw in for Granada. Granada throws that straight in towards the box. Granada trying to turn. Granada sends that into the box. Dublin gets a foot on it. Dublin's able to clear it. So straight back Granada, two players all the way in the back. Now sending it in the middle again. That's going to go all the way through for a goal kick, Dublin. Dublin to the near side with the goal kick. Straight to Granada. Granada sends it right back up. Dublin gives it right back to him. And here's Granada sending it. Throw in for Dublin. It goes up the line. It's over the top. Granada on the end of it. Dublin stepping up. It drops to Dublin. Dublin sends it in the middle. Dublin flicking it on, trying to run onto it. And it gets sent back to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper going wide, far side. Now back into the middle. Dublin gets a foot on it, sends it up. Now back out. Now back into the midfield. Dublin sending right over the top to the far side, and that's going to roll along. Goal kick for Granada. Sent to the near side. It bounces up and out. Throwing for Dublin. line. Granada on the end of that, sending it up. Takes a bounce, headed by Granada. Dublin gets a foot on it, knocks it up. Granada gets on the end of it, sends it into the middle, but Dublin's there. Dublin with the heavy touch. Granada takes it. Granada throwing. It's Granada up the line, heading it. Dublin on the end of that header, sending it up. Granada's heading it back in. And that drops for Granada really nice. Granada to the far side. There's a shot on goal, and that's partially blocked. Dublin has a player down on the near side here. Looks like Dublin's center D is down. Dublin player up. Looks like she's trotting around. Looks like she'll be okay. And we'll restart the game. Here we go. There's the whistle. And that'll be kicked straight up right to Granada. Granada sending it up. Now turning it, sending it. Now near side. There's a run in the near side. That's cut back. And Dublin's there to stop that. And that's knocked out. Looks like it's called a Granada throw-in. Nope, it's a Dublin throw. Dublin throw near the Dublin corner post on the near side. Headed by Granada up in the air. Headed back into the center. Cleared by Dublin in the near side. Straight to Granada. Granada trying to cut in the middle. It's taken by Dublin. Dublin sending it back. Dublin working across the front of the goal. And there's a Dublin player going to ground. And that's called a foul. It's going to be a free kick. About 2 yards out, maybe 4 yards out of the box. It's like 3 players in the wall for Dublin. It's off to the right side, almost near the corner of the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 yards out. 4.5, let's say, and there it is. It's put in towards goal and it goes over the top. The referees kept the game very safe so far, whistling every hard play or players into the back. Substitution for Dublin. Goal kick in the middle. That drops for Dublin. Dublin sending it up. Granada on the end of it. Granada trying to turn. Granada sends that back. Dublin take it away and it's knocked out. Dublin ball. Dublin throwing that in. Dropping, controlling it, trying to send it into a player and it goes over the head. Out for Granada throw. Up the line by Granada. Headed by Dublin. It goes back over the top. Dublin trying to clear that. Finally getting it cleared, sending it up into the air. Out for a Granada throw. Granada in towards the center, towards the box. Dublin getting a foot on it. Sending it to the far side. Now cutting it back. And that's a foul. This will be a Dublin free kick. There's a ball sent up the line. Dublin on the end of it. It bounces off straight to Granada, and Granada sends the far sideline up and out. This will be a throw in. Dublin. Dublin looking to throw it back. Stopping and now sending it up the line. That's off Granada. Granada into the middle. Dublin comes out with it. Dublin to this near side. Now attacking the near side line. Cutting into the middle, and that's Granada getting a foot on it, but Dublin comes back for it. Dublin all the way back, and now clearing it up the line. Dublin on the end of that, and Granada steps up, takes it. Granada back, sending it up the line, headed by Dublin. Dublin drops that. Dublin cuts to the middle. Dublin up into the front line. Nice combination for Dublin. Dublin back in the middle to the near side. Out to the far side. And there's Dublin. Dublin got it through. Dublin back into the midfield. Dublin up the line. Dublin back into the middle. And there's a takeaway for Granada, and Dublin's out. There's a counterattack for Granada. Granada on the far side. Dublin takes it away, sends it out. Sends it right to Granada, but it goes right through the Granada player's legs, out. And that's called a Granada throw-in. That goes up the line. And that's, looks like it went in and then out for a Dublin throw-in. Dublin goes up the line. And that's whistled a foul. This will be a Dublin free kick. No, this is reversed. This is called a Granada free kick. Very late reversal. All the players back in position, having to switch up and move. And that's sent up high and into the middle. And that goes off of Granada, out for goal kick, Dublin. To the near side. Back into the middle for Dublin. Dublin still across the middle, going to the far side. This is Dublin attacking the far sideline into the middle. Dublin cutting it back, now going up. Into the middle. Nice combination work, sending it to the near side, and that breaks down. Granada stepping in front, sending that up. And this is Dublin sending it back to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper clearing it out to the far side. And it drops for Dublin nicely. Dublin heading that back. Not able to keep it in. It's going to be a Granada ball. That's sent up by Dublin. Now Dublin again up and in the middle. This rolls through. It's going to have to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. Dublin calling the push up. Dublin getting the defensive line up. And Granada sends it near side. Dublin's there. It's pressure. Dublin takes it away. Sending it back. Oh, Granada steps up with pressure. That gets sent up and out. Granada throwing. Granada up the line. Granada turning it, getting a foul.
Call the foul.
Ball was out. It's going to be a throw in for Dublin. That goes up the line. Oh, Dublin, nice combination. There goes Dublin up the near sideline. And it's going to be Granada doing a good job just letting that roll out. Goal kick for Granada. Granada setting up on the far side, small box corner. Sending it up to the far side. Dublin getting a foot on it, sending it in the air, now ahead, heading it back. Granada on the end of it. Granada sending the far side line. Dublin back there, defense chasing it. Dublin gets there, knocks it out. Throw in for Granada. It's thrown in towards the box, now sent up by Granada, and that's an offsides call. It's been a very interesting game. It's a good matchup. Tactically, it's been very good. Both teams have been working on tactics. It's pretty clear. The passing's been pretty good. And it's a tough battle right now. Nobody able to get a good clear shot on the goal. There's a long clear from Granada. Granada drops that into the middle, but it goes straight to Dublin. Dublin sends it back now to the near side. Dublin controls that from the near side, cutting into the middle. Cut into the middle, sent to the far side. Nice ball. Sent back into the middle, but that doesn't combine. And that's Granada taking it away, sending it back. This goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. Now this is Granada goalkeeper sending it up. And it bounces, goes all the way through, but Dublin's got a defender here. Dublin knocks it out. It's going to be a Granada throw in near sideline. Just 24 minutes left, 24 and a half, 25 let's say. Still no score. Granada right through the middle, setting it back. Now to the outside, far side. That goes up the line, and that's just going to roll all the way through, up and out. Granada finally chasing that down, but it's out for a goal kick, Dublin. Short near side kick. Sent up. Dublin gets on the end of it. Granada battling to steal it, sending it back. Straight to Dublin. Called a foul. Granada free kick. That's sent to the far side post, and that's off the post. And that's cleared out by Dublin. This is going to be a throw-in for Granada. That ball just going straight through, curled in and just kissed off the post and then sent out by Dublin. It's about the closest thing we've seen to a goal so far. And that gets thrown in, goes right to the Dublin goalkeeper. Dublin with the punt up towards the midfield mark. Dublin gets a head on it, sends it down, sends it forward, and up and out, throw in for Granada. Substitution for Granada. Sent up the line, headed by Granada in towards the middle. Dublin with the head on it, sending it up. Goes right to Granada. That bounces over the top. Dublin's in a good spot, picks it up. Dublin to the outside. Knocked out off Dublin. Granada throwing. Headed by Dublin, straight down. Dublin to turn that. Dublin still with it, sending it all the way back to the defensive line. Back into the center. Back to the outside. Sent up. Straight to Granada. Granada, quick trap, sends it outside. Headed by the Dublin defense. Dublin on it, sending it back. It goes up the middle. Dublin on the end of it. Dublin cutting to the near side. Now sending it near.
Keep coming, keep coming.
Dublin cutting into the middle. Oh, that's a heavy touch. And that's a step up for Granada. Granada takes that away. Knocked out by Dublin. Dublin with a good look, but the Dublin player so interested in getting the shot off and looking up to see what was going on. Touched it a little heavy. Here's a Dublin substitution. This is the Dublin defender that had been down for a little bit. Dublin rotating the defense. Sent up the line by Granada. Granada touching it back in. Now Granada over the top. Dublin clears that out, far side. Down at the 20-minute mark. Minutes left, 0-0. Dublin trying to clear that out for a throw, and it goes for a corner. Oh no, he calls that a throw, I believe. Must have been very close. Thrown in towards the box. It bounces. Headed by Dublin. Headed forward back into the box by Granada. Dublin there, clearing it high. Takes a bounce. Headed again by Dublin. Is up the line. Dublin chasing onto it, sending it higher up the line. It drops for Dublin again, and that's Granada getting a foot on it, sending it all the way back. Granada cutting in the middle. And Dublin takes that away. Drops nicely for Dublin. There's another clear by Granada. Drops right to Dublin. Dublin to the outside. That's long. Going to be out. And that's kept in. Nice work. Oh, and that's a foul. It's going to be a Dublin free kick. Dublin free kick. Just inside midfield on the far side, next to the line. Now gets sent right up into the middle, headed by Granada, headed back into the middle. Dublin there, but Granada gets to it first. Granada sending it out, trying to control. And that's just sent up now. Nobody there, and it's out. It's going to be a Dublin throw, I believe. Another substitution for Dublin. Short throw up the line. Dublin able to work it out. Sent up into the middle. Oh, Granada gets on the end of that. Here comes Granada. Dublin getting players back. Granada with only 2. There's Dublin, gets everybody back. And it's out. There's a flag up. It looks like it's called offsides. Linesman saying it's a back and forth offsides call. The referee calls it a Granada throw-in. That goes in towards the box. Granada gets it, hits it, but it's deflected, goes in the middle and cleared by Dublin. Dublin on the near side, working it. Dublin gets a foot on it, and it's called a foul. This will be a free kick for Dublin. And I believe that was a yellow card shown to Granada. And Granada player coming out. Dublin with just 4 players up. Granada with 7 back. Referee trying to get the scoreboard clock back up to 40 seconds. And it's just ticking down the wrong way. There we go, 16:40. Now that's sent up into the middle. Finally cleared, Granada. Dublin gets on the end of it, sends it out wide. Granada clears it. And here comes Granada down the middle. There's Granada to the far side, chasing on to that. Dublin with 4 players back to cover. Dublin just sends that up and out. Throw in for Granada. Granada with the player wide open. There she is. Dublin finally coming back. And that's the goal. Dublin allowing Granada to work its way into the box. Lackadaisical just letting down for a moment. And Granada is able to send it right in. Score is 1 for Granada, 0 for Dublin. 15 at the 16 minutes. Well, here's Granada taking the lead. It's a 1-0 game for Granada now. Working it off a throw-in that goes right straight in the box. That's Dublin going back off kickoff. Now back up near side. Dublin attacking near side, getting it out. That goes up the near side again, and this is going to be Dublin getting a foot on it. Called a corner kick. Dublin knocks that off Granada. Plenty of time for Dublin to try to put an equalizer back in. It's been an even game. Fewer chances for Dublin in the second half. There goes a ball. Dublin getting a foot on it, knocking it back out to the near sideline. This looks like it's going to roll out. And that's, I believe that's whistled a foul, and this is going to be a Dublin free kick. Dublin sending that in the middle of the far post. Drops for Dublin, but Dublin can't get it towards the goal, and this goes out. Goal kick for Granada. Granada goalkeeper finally bringing the ball back, setting up on the far side corner of the goal box. Sending it long, far side. Dublin trying to trap that down, or Granada trying to trap that down. Drops for Dublin. Dublin turning that back into the middle, sending it up. Granada able to take it, and here's Granada cutting in the middle. Granada to the near, back into the middle, still working through the middle, now to the far side. And there's the ball sent up in the middle, headed by Dublin, headed by Granada. And Dublin coming back to take that away. This is Dublin running it right through the middle. Dublin sending a long ball to the far side. Dublin's chasing onto this. Dublin can't get there in time. Granada sending it back to the keeper. Ball gets sent sky high. It takes a bounce. Drops for Dublin. Dublin to control. Dublin up the middle. Dublin out. Turning it. Back up to the outside. Sent up over the top. Cleared by Granada. Dublin stepping up. And that's going to be a yellow card for Dublin. And it'll be a Dublin substitution. Mandatory substitutions at yellow cards.
We got you covered. We're covered for you.
Referee calling to have some more time put back on the game clock. Kept on the scoreboard. There we go. Back to 12 minutes and 10 seconds. And here we go. Start of the game. Restart of the game. Ball sent high and up in the middle. Headed forward towards the Dublin goal. Straight to the goalkeeper. It's a high punt right into the middle. Granada sending it back towards Dublin. Dublin there to clear it. Granada getting ahead on it. Dublin to control, trying to. Gets knocked down towards Granada. Granada into the middle. Sent to the near side by Granada. Dublin just sends that out. Throw in for Granada. Substitution again. This is the yellow card player coming back in. Dublin on the end of that. Granada taking it. And Granada sending it to the far side. Dublin trying to control that. It drops straight for Granada. Here comes Granada around the far side. Dublin getting a foot on it, knocking it out. It's going to be another corner kick. Down to the 10-minute mark. 10 minutes left. It's 1-0 for Granada. Let's see if Dublin can crank up the pressure, make this an exciting game to the end. That's sent in towards the middle. Dublin getting a foot on it, knocking it down, now knocking it all the way out. Throwing for Granada on the far side. Granada up the line. Dublin knocks that out. Another throw in for Granada. Dublin making some nice passes and combining very well. It's a good strategy. Just not able to finish it up on the top. This is called a free kick. That's a nice ball straight into the middle. And that's the Dublin goalkeeper able to pick it up. Dublin goalkeeper gets a hand on it, knocks it down. Granada got a body on it, knocked it back to the keeper, and now that's a long punt. Cleared by Granada. Dublin trying to step up. Dublin gets the ball, knocks it back. Goes straight to Granada. Granada with a through ball. And that's going to roll right to the goalkeeper for Dublin High. There's a long punt. Granada on the end of it, sending it back. Now back up in the air. There's Dublin stepping up in front, trying to take it. It drops for Dublin nicely. It gets sent back. Stopped by Granada, and that's out. This is going to be a Dublin throw-in. At the 8-minute mark now. That's up the line for Dublin. Dublin trying to turn. 3 players on the Dublin player. Granada knocking that out. Dublin throw-in. As Dublin up the line, gets knocked out off. Granada knocking that out again. Another Dublin throw-in. Dublin with these short throw-ins, not going in towards the box. It goes in towards the box, but straight to Granada. Drops for Dublin. Dublin just running it back, sending it to the far side. All the way in the back, near midfield, now to the far sideline. Sent into the middle. Dublin has nobody there, and Granada just traps that down. Here comes Granada. And that's called a foul. Granada with the long hit. That's straight to the goal. And the Dublin goalkeeper able to catch that. Looks like they were looking for the Dublin goalkeeper to bobble it. Rolled out. Dublin turning that. Keeping it in. Sending it up the line. Granada throwing. Granada up the line. Takes a 1 bounce. Granada taking that. Dublin able to clear it. That's off Granada's foot, so it'll be a throw-in for Dublin. Now down to 6-minute mark. Doesn't look like Dublin's got any energy to really mount a good attack here. Dublin's just really relying on strategy.
Now you call it!
The Dublin free kick. Well, coach for Dublin sending Dublin players up. They still don't have enough numbers up. This is a long ball. Dublin doesn't have enough players in the middle. That's sent to the far side, straight to Granada. And Granada sends it right back to Dublin. That ball slips out of the hand of Dublin. Goes out. Granada throw. Granada sends it up the line. It takes a bounce and a hop over the Dublin player. And Dublin just sends it up and out. And the referee calling a foul, and this is going to be a free kick for Granada. Granada sending that to the far post. It's not as nice as the last one that they had to that far post that hit the post. Rolls out. This is going to be a Granada throw-in. Down to the 4-minute mark. That's thrown into the box. It's a long throw. Takes a hop. Dublin getting a head on it. Granada sending it back. Dublin getting back in time, sending it to the near side. Granada on the end of it, sending it to the goal, and that goes out for a goal kick, Dublin. Dublin needing to work this out. Get it through the midfield, and it's just sent up straight to Granada. Granada sends it right back, and there's the long ball over the top. Straight to Granada. Granada to control and send out wide. Granada into the middle. Granada sends it right to Dublin. Here comes Dublin up the middle. There's the long ball over the top. And here comes Dublin on an attack. Granada getting there first, turning and knocking it out. Throw in for Dublin. Dublin's defense finally making its way up. Dublin finally getting an attacking chance. Throws it right to Granada. Granada clears it up the line on the far side. Dublin knocks it out. Almost near midfield. This is Granada with the throw in. Granada with 2 subs. Goes up the line. Right to Granada's front. And Dublin sends it up. Now back in the middle. Dublin's still controlling it, sending it back. Now across the middle. That's a good ball. Dublin getting tracked down. And that's Granada taking that away. Dublin getting plenty of players back. And clearing it up and out, throwing. Down to 2 minutes left, and Dublin can't mount an attack. Looks like Dublin just doesn't have the legs for this. Looks like the sole and only goal going to come in off a throw-in that bounced in and dropped nicely for Granada. Middle of the high school season, and players just look tired here. And here's Dublin sending across the front of their own box. It's a nice switch for Dublin. Here comes Dublin on an attack. That ball sent up. Granada sending it back. Headed by Granada. Drops for Dublin. Dublin with a hard touch. And that's called a foul on Dublin. That's sent in the middle by Granada, and that's going to roll all the way through. Granada chasing this down. Granada gets there in time. Knocks it off Dublin. Corner kick. 1 minute left, and Dublin just looks like, oh no, sent back to a goal kick. That's taken quickly, sent up the near side. Dublin with 1 minute left to try to put in an equalizer here. Dublin trying to dribble through, and it's taken away. Here comes Granada. That gets sent in the middle. 40 seconds left. Dublin onto the far side. That's a stop by Granada. Dublin gets it back. Dublin trying to work it up the far sideline. It stays in. Dublin working it up the far sideline. It's still in. Here comes Dublin. 20 seconds left. Dublin through. And it's called offsides, and it's still not a goal. With 16 seconds left. Dublin mounts a last-ditch effort for an attack. It would have been offsides. Didn't work. A little bit of excitement for the end of the game. It's a long punt. And here comes the horn. Final score, Granada 1, Dublin 0.